Browns back in Berea getting ready for the Pittsburgh-Steelers, Mary Kay. This was kind of their Wednesday here on a Thursday as the game is on Monday night. So like we normally do on a Wednesday, we heard from Baker Mayfield on Thursday today. First things first, he addressed something that his wife, Emily, posted on Instagram earlier this week that they had been receiving death threats from a segment of the fan base, I guess. They obviously didn't specify who it was, but really an unfortunate situation, and Baker did address that today.
He did. And as we all know, there's always a vocal minority on social media. And I think that Baker and Emily probably both understand that does not represent the Cleveland Browns fan. This is a rabid fan base that really, for the most part, loves Baker Mayfield. We've seen that from the minute he showed up on the Cleveland Browns doorstep. So hopefully for them, this will turn out to be much ado about nothing. Security for the Browns kind of looked into it and didn't deem it anything that they need to investigate further. Baker actually said it's nothing too serious. Also, he said it's nothing that they're not used to.
Yeah, I mean, look, criticizing football, criticizing play on the field is one thing, but obviously, I think we would all agree that that's going way, way, way too far when dealing with athletes and, of course, their families as well. On the football field, Mayfield is trying to put that Green Bay game behind him. 4 interceptions, a career high, including one on what could have been the potential game-winning drive. And he said today it's just about learning from those mistakes and turning that focus to Pittsburgh, because there is a chance, depending on how things go on Sunday, that the AFC North could be on the line.
Yeah, it really could be. Everything is absolutely possibly at stake in this game as long as the Bengals don't beat the Chiefs. If the Bengals win on Sunday, then the Browns can no longer win the AFC North, as we all know by now. They would have clinched it by then. But if Baker has that chance, he's going to go out there and do everything he can to wipe out the memory of the 4 interceptions. What he has to try not to do is to press. And I think that he might be doing that again, like he did in 2019. When things aren't going well and you just can't make it go right, sometimes you try to force the ball when you're not supposed to. I've seen that in him a little bit over the last 4 or 5 games. It reminds me of 2019, and he needs to get that cleaned up heading into this game.
Now, the Browns are getting some guys back, most notably off the COVID-19 list. Greg Newsome is back. J.C. Tretter is back. Jordan Elliott, Chase McLaughlin, all activated today. So all of those guys are certainly going to help Mary Kay. But the one thing that stood out to me today with Kevin Stefanski is while the Browns had 4 players not practicing, he didn't rule any of those guys out. And one of those players is a running back named Kareem Hunt. And certainly if he's able to play on Monday night, he would help Baker in this offense immensely.
He really would. And you know what, Dan, you and I have talked about this. Kareem Hunt really knows how to get up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look what happened in that wild card game. He scored 2 touchdowns in that game, dragged a bunch of defenders with him across the goal line. He plays with his hair on fire against the Steelers. That's the kind of energy and focus that Cleveland Browns are going to need, because as we know, this is going to be a very emotionally charged football game.
And getting Newsome back, let's talk about him just a little bit, because getting him back, your number 2 corner, just helps make this defense better. And whether you end up playing him in the slot if Troy Hill is unable to play, or if you bounce him back to the outside if Troy Hill does play on Monday night, just having him back on the field is going to help, because the Steelers do have a bunch of really good weapons.
They really do. And, when Ben gets hot, he can get rolling, just like what happened in that wild card game and what has often happened in the fourth quarter of games this season. They've lost a couple of really close games where they've come storming back in the fourth quarter because, like you said, of the Deontay Johnsons and the Chase Claypools on this football team. So having Greg Newsome back will help tremendously, just more depth in that secondary when they really need it.
Okay, well, this will be a big one. Whatever happens over the weekend, and then, of course, whatever happens Monday night, we will cover it all at cleveland.com/Browns.